Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to this week's gaming roundup. It's week 37. I've got as always with me, Nigel. Say hello, Nigel.
Hello, Nigel.
How's life in the cupboard of love?
Cupboard of love is, yeah, it's all right.
To throw you out by that comment.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's crack on with this bad boy. So we've got some news for you. We're going to talk about Fallout 4, some of the new features and bits coming out from that. Wolfenstein, The New Order apparently is getting a sequel. Black Ops 3 on the PS4 and Xbox 360. Why video game extras might be going on strike. Possible PS4 price cuts. And Activision release a game. But what game? So let's move on to the first one. We got Fallout 4. So we got a lot of things here. So, Nige, you want to take us through this one?
Okay, so the first bit of news we've got for Fallout 4 is that your Fallout 4 companions cannot die. So I don't know if you're familiar with Fallout 3. I think your companions could die, wander off cliffs, that sort of thing. And then you have to reload, wouldn't you? Basically, to get them back.
Sometimes they died and sometimes they didn't, because I've seen videos of people blowing up one particular individual. I think her name's Veronica in Fallout New Vegas, and just launching her into the sky and then her landing and surviving. So I can't remember, to be honest with me. I have to play Fallout now.
Well, the reason for this is because they're saying, we think you guys don't want your companions to die because you'll just end up reloading to the point before when they died, and you'll have to do all that stuff over again. So if they happen to become incapacitated during a fight, you can either revive them with a stim. Well, I think you've got to revive them with a stim to get them to come back with, because there's a lot of time when you use them for holding loot.
Yeah, I just use them to carry my shit.
Yeah, and that's one of the main reasons why you'd have your companion with you. So they started off by, specifying that the dog won't be able to die. He can, incapacitate, but you can bring him back to life with a stim pack. Same with any other companion that you come across, and apparently there are going to be about 12 of them. 12 different companions that you can have in this game.
12 different. Wow, that's quite a few. The last time I think it was like 6. So wow, that's a lot of companions. I'm trying to think of what kind of companions would you get from that, because yeah, that's a bit mad.
Mr. Handy's got to be one of them.
You're going to have a Mr. Handy because you had the Mr. Gutsy. Sorry, it's Mr. Gutsy because he's the military model. So that's that fucking Fallout 4 nerd coming out there. Because you did have one there, which you had to kind of fix from a robot salesman, a traveling robot salesman from the third game. And you had the iBot in New Vegas. So yeah, that'd be quite interesting to figure out, how these things would work. But it takes the peril out of things, if that makes sense.
Kind of, but still, if I know, I would reload the game to before the point before my character, my companion died. So if he kept dying, I'd never progress in the game. So it's the point where you go, it's interrupting the game flow, where you keep reloading. A lot of people are apparently doing that, so they've addressed it by doing this. Yeah, you have to continue the fight without your companion, but they've addressed it by saying you don't have to reload, because you can hit him with a stim pack and he's up ready to fight again. He hasn't died. He'll be available again.
Okay. It's weird because I've seen a few where you've got this character called Arcade Gannon, who is he's a medic, and he has like a plasma pistol and a lab coat, and he literally just fucking leveled the playing field. Like if you just leave him to stuff, he just shoot the shit out of everything. It's like, kind of, what's the point in me playing with when you have those kind of companions and bits? So yeah, it's I can understand why they would do that. Personally, I would have it so you get to the last quarter of the game, and then it kicks in if you have the option to save them or not save them, so you can get them killed at certain points, because that would be a bit more interesting. So it's like kind of the big bad, whoever it is, because it was the Enclave in the first game. Yeah, so if the Enclave all of a sudden show up, yeah, and you get captured, and you get captured with your companion. You've got a certain time to go and rescue your companion. If you don't rescue him in time, then the companion dies. So, you know, you can stuff like that just to make it a bit more interesting, because like the dog, if the dog died, it would be fucking tragic, and you'd be really upset, and you'd know that you're dealing with a complete arsehole. So I killed my fucking dog. It's bad enough when Harry Potter got his owl shot.
Yeah, true. You've always got to keep your dog alive. I think that might be the reason why they decided to do it like this.
Shh, didn't see that. Sorry, I just needed to move my mic because it kind of dropped. I dropped the mic. Right. Okay, so what's the other thing too? We got the thing I changed with the leveling system. So what happens with the leveling system?
Okay, so if you have played Fallout 3, and Fallout 3, there was a level cap of 20, and then when you bought a perk, you got the perk. That was basically it. And then New Vegas obviously expanded on that, and you could increase your level to level 30. So in Fallout 4, basically there is no level cap, which instantly says to me this game is fucking huge if there's no level cap. Plus, each perk has multiple levels. So there is a lovely little what do you call it, a poster type thing, available on the Bethesda website, where you've got, you know, your strength, perception, endurance, charisma all lined up, and then each level coming down, so you can see what each perk is associated with. So you need a certain level of strength to be able to do this perk, certain level of endurance to do this perk, and then you can level each perk individually as well. So you can, so that's different to Fallout 3, I believe. You being a Fallout 3 nerd, how do you feel about that leveling system?
I don't know. I don't know until I get my hands on it, because because part of me, the leveling system's more about the encounters and how difficult the encounters are, or how difficult it is to hack something. Yeah. So given the fact that it's gonna be unlimited, does that mean the bad guys are going to be unlimited? Is the game gonna scale up as you scale up? Yeah.
I believe it is going to, actually.
Okay, because the part of me I really liked is when I completed Fallout, and when you get the add-ons for Fallout 3, it increased your level cap to 30.
Yeah.
I could wander around after that, and I could just fucking own everything. I could kill people with like a knife with one blow and whatnot. And I loved that. I really genuinely loved that. And not being such a badass in the wasteland, I don't know. I don't want to give up my awesome status.
So, okay, to quote Bethesda, I believe, this means you'll be getting more opportunities, especially early on, to level up and select a perk. Additionally, whereas Fallout 3 had an initial level cap of 20, Fallout 4 has no level cap, and we've balanced the game to keep the content and challenge going for higher levels. So that, to me, feels like it's going to be based on what levels you've got, and your perk levels and your skill levels and everything. The game is going to sort of like adjust a little bit, so it will balance.
Do you know what that says to me? That says to me I'm going to get fucked by Deathclaw. Doesn't matter. I could be level fucking 84. I'm going to get fucked by Deathclaw.
Possibly.
There'll be the legendary Deathclaw, and it'll literally come out at night in one pass the thing. It'll be the most rarest thing to see. There'll be me bowling along, going, "Yeah, I'm fucking awesome." All of a sudden, and I'll be dead. That's what that says to me.
Yeah.
It says I'm fucked. It says that Deathclaw is coming with me. It's got my name tattooed on its forehead. Okay. Yeah. So,
for me, I'm all for it. You know, having a hard cap in a game, as it's maybe a massive game, but having a hard cap in a game does mean, like you said, you got to your level 30 and then you're just wandering around decimating everything because you'd maxed a lot of the stuff out. Whereas this, you're not going to be able to max the stuff out, and the game is still going to present a challenge to you, no matter what your level is.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
So, okay, cool. So, let's move on to Wolfenstein. You haven't played Wolfenstein: The New Order, have you?
No. I've got it. I need to play it. I want to play it. I will play it. It looks great.
See, because I got Wolfenstein Bad Blood. I bought Bad Blood first and played that, and I fucking loved it. And then I bought Wolfenstein: The New Order. And Wolfenstein: The New Order was a great game, and it had a very different tone to it because BJ Blazkowicz before in all the other games as a character was literally grin in his face, cigar in his mouth, fucking just mowing down Nazis left, right, and centre. Now they changed it around, so he's a bit more war weary. It's like kind of he's a bit tired of all the shooting and killing and stuff like that, and it's like kind of he just wants it over and done with, so he can do it. And I played all the way through the New Order, and I got to the end of the New Order, and I got to Death's Head, and I took care of him in his little robotic mech thing in the flaming gas room. And I thought I killed him, and the bastard fucking pulls out a grenade and blows half of me up. Yeah, I'm not quite dead, but I can't make it to the rendezvous before they, how can I put it, nuke the entire fucking facility. So he gets nuked at the end. Yeah. So this guy gets nuked at the end, but somehow there's rumours of a sequel. The Polish actress, Alice something or other, I can't pronounce Polish names. Alicia. It's Alice. It translates, it's Alice, basically. It's Alice Blackcurrant.
Who played the character? Ashley Curse.
Who did the voice? Who did the voice of the love interest? Anjo Wick or whatever her name was. And it's sad because at the end of the game, he's looking at her at a distance, and he can see her by the helicopter waiting to get him. But there's no fucking way he's going to make it in time, and it's really tragic and it's really sad. Yeah, but you feel that his sacrifice was fucking justified for what he did. So how the fuck are you going to get a sequel without having to undo all of that? Unless she's pregnant and she has baby Blazkowicz, and we're playing baby Blazkowicz, this fucking gun-toting toddler. I can't see.
You play as her.
You could play as her, but the Wolfenstein game was always based around that. Plus, Death's Head is dead, who is the bad guy. So, you know, the only other bad guy you've got is Hitler, and he was killed.
Okay.
So
somebody always steps up. Maybe they'll stick Himmler in there or something.
I don't know. Well, because it's set in the 1960s.
Oh, is
so it? Death's Head was in charge of it, and they had there's a creepy German lady, and you fucking blow off her face off and kill her boyfriend, which was fantastic because he tries to stab you and he's dosed you up with some fucking toxin to paralyze you, but somehow you manage to still get the strength up to turn around and fucking go through the heart. Which is fantastic. You know, you can't deny those sort of things, those brilliant points in games. So, yeah. I don't know. It's, yeah.
Okay.
So, how would you do this? The main character has died at the end of the game. You've already done a prequel. How the fuck are you going to do a sequel?
From a different character's point of view.
From a different character's point.
That's the only way I can see it happening. If it's somebody else. Okay, imagine this. Do you remember Half-Life?
Yes.
And they brought out some not Valve, but somebody else did a
Gearbox.
Was it Gearbox?
Gearbox.
They created a game starting from exactly the same point, but from the point of the security guard. Not
that was Blue Shift.
Blue Shift. Yeah. So it could be from the point of view of somebody else. If everyone was killed and there's nobody left to kill from the bad guy's point of view, then how else could you do it?
Yeah. Yeah, but the Wolfenstein games are always about BJ Blazkowicz. They'd have to call it Wolfenstein subtitle something else. I don't see it. I don't. Oh, fuck it. They've got if they've got an idea, they've got an idea. Nothing has been said by Bethesda at this point in time. Yeah, but all I can think of is maybe we're going to come across maybe a reanimated zombie mecha Hitler thing. Yeah, so maybe the brain of Hitler is somewhere. Yeah, and he's been reanimated into some robot creature and is running the whole thing. But you still haven't got the bad good guy, because maybe they get the good guy's brain, which has been nuked, and pop that into something. Yeah, I don't know. My head is fucking boggling. It'll be interesting to see. I think it's one of those things like, really? plus the other thing too I liked about the New Order is it felt that quite final, that you couldn't do a sequel to it. So
I don't know, the pre-sequel.
they did that. That was called The Old Blood. So they've done that.
Pre-sequel.
Somewhere between. No, I don't know. But the long and the short of it is they're doing it, and it's going to be interesting to see how they fucking write their way out of this one.
Yeah. Okay.
So, okay, all right. So let's move on to our next story. I've still got my PS3, and I've still got my 360, and I've got my PS4, but I haven't got an Xbox One. But for the people who haven't yet migrated to either an Xbox One or a PS4, and you're planning on playing Black Ops on the PS3 or the 360, you're going to get fucked royally. The reason you get fucked royally is because they are only doing multiplayer on those platforms. Yeah, so you're going to get no single player. You'll get multiplayer and the co-op thing with the zombies, but no single player campaign. Now, I know lots of people never play the single player campaign, but I always play the single player campaign. I always play single player campaign before I go through the multiplayer. It's like a ritual. Do the single player, done the single player, got a rough idea how all the tools and everything work. Now I can move on to the multiplayer and then bitch at my connection being slow and poor and my aim being ever so slightly out, and bullets, no matter how many bullets you can pump into someone's head and not killing them in one shot. But that's beside the point. So it's a bit weird that they're going to be getting this. The good side is that it's going to be, I think it's going to be $40 in the States, so probably about 30 quid here. Yeah. I understand this, but I don't like it.
And it will also come with a free download of the original Black Ops.
Yay, because that game wasn't fucking terrible, because I didn't like that. The multiplayer on that was all right. Is it going to be the free download of the single player part of Black Ops 1?
Yeah, to give them something.
That's annoying, isn't it? It makes sense, because I know everyone I know always plays the multiplayer on these things, and not everyone I know plays a single player on these things. But I've always been a big fan of single player games.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
I'm like you. When I get Call of Duty, I will play through the single player first. I can't help myself. I just want to see what the story is. I like it. I like playing through it gives me a feel for the guns as well. So by the time I go to multiplayer, then I actually know what sort of gun I want to use or aim for, if you know what I mean. It gives you a better idea of the shooting mechanics, how to play the game properly, because people who are playing COD all the time, they already know. It's like instinct, man, or something. I don't know. They were born to play COD, basically, and I was not. I was born to play COD like a stormtrooper, and that is how I play. So I like to play the single player.
I think they should give you an accuracy badge, and if you've got really poor accuracy, it's like kind of stormtrooper Nazis from Indiana Jones. Because they're the two people in film history that can't fucking hit shit.
Yeah. So for a lot of people who still play this game on the 360 or PlayStation 3, then it is not going to be a problem whatsoever. They're going to get the game that they would play anyway for cheaper, and they'll get Black Ops 1, which they probably already have, to be fair. And a lot of people don't bother with the single player. They just jump straight in. We know somebody at work who buys COD every single year, doesn't even touch the single player. Doesn't touch it. Goes straight into the multiplayer. Can't help himself. So,
it's. I think that the price reduction needs to be fucking half price.
It's half a game, really.
It's half a game as far as I'm concerned. I know I'm talking here with mad hair, but it's half a fucking game. Put the tinfoil hat on me. This is a conspiracy. Because this is a thing. I've got a feeling that maybe they're testing the waters to say, can we just sell the multiplayer on its own and the single player on its own? Because it talked about doing it ages back, and I'm talking about like 2010, 11, where they were going to separate out the games and sell them to you separately, which is a bit of a dick move, because what will happen is they'll separate the multiplayer out, they'll make that fucking full whack, and then they'll sell you the game for like 20 quid for the single player bit. So you want to pay 80 quid for the entire thing.
Yeah.
That where we're going? Because I don't want to fucking go there. If that's the case, they can fuck off. I mean, seriously, I'm tired of Call of Duty. Just worn out by it. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just burnt out on the thing.
Yeah.
And it approved it when I fucking tried to go back to it and play Advanced Warfare, and I just was like,
Yeah. I did a single player campaign on the latest game. Wanted to play multiplayer, but I wanted to play with you. But other than that, I can't be bothered to play it online, because there are people who are just fucking amazing at that game. Crazy. Like you said, you shoot someone 10 times in the back of the head, they spin on the spot and shoot you once and you're dead, and you think, okay then. So yeah, that's frustrating, but hey, you got to live with that.
Yeah, I know it sucks, but yeah. So when it comes to it, we do not want fucking Call of Duty split into fucking sections and sold back to us. We don't want to be buying the fucking single player separately, the multiplayer separately, and the co-op separately, because that's a shit place to be.
Yeah, agree with that.
Okay, all right. So next one is Norwich. Just a quick one. Are you on strike at the moment?
I'm not yet. Not yet. There is a reason for the not yet.
Not yet. Because apparently it looks like the voice actors guild, or whatever you want to call them, is VAG. Voice actors guild VAG. Oh dear, I didn't mean to say that. The Voice Actors Guild, or whatever it is, in the States, is going to go on strike because they don't get paid royalties for games, which I think sucks balls. But I will blame the Voice Actors Guild for not fucking securing these in their contracts. Yeah, so given the fact that you are part of the British Game Over Voice Actors group, how do you feel about that?
I'm not so sure. It depends really, because they do a lot now in games, much more than when they started. If you think about how the role has probably progressed from when they started doing voice actors, it used to back when they started, it would probably have been a few words here and there, just a bit of spoken text, rather than having reels of text on the screen. But now, voice actors, it's all the way through. The game is 8 hours long, etc. And they're doing mocap as well. It's arguably the same amount of work as would go into a movie. Should they be treated the same?
I see. This is the thing: is that I think that there should be a level of it where it's like, especially if they do a remastered version, they should do it, and also they should have some kind of thing in the contract where they sit there and say, this is a fixed thing, so I get paid a fixed fee for this, or this is I get paid a smaller fixed fee, but I get a royalty off of it. Yeah, so it's like we can pay you less and you get a royalty. The problem is that we're looking at people like Jennifer Howe, Steve Bloom, and Nolan North, along with I can't remember the other guy who did the voice for Joel inside The Last of Us. If they go on strike, yeah, there are no voices for anything because they do all the fucking voices. I think seriously, every game has got Nolan North in or Jennifer Hale in it. So I have no idea what they're gonna do there.
No idea. I'm tempted. I would like to see how this pans out, because at the moment, voice actors are paid a flat fee for their work, which is agreed, in their contract before they start the work. Whether or not that starts taking into consideration royalties is probably going to be down to this strike that may happen or may not, depending on how things progress with chats between the the Voice Actors Guild, or whatever they call themselves. The FAG.
VAG, everybody.
And the publishers. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the moment, the publishers, they get a fat wad of cash because they're selling their games for what, $50, $60 a piece. Whereas if you go to the movie,
But we saw this with Call of Duty when Modern Warfare 2 came out. Modern Warfare 2 fucking exploded, yeah? And made a ridiculous amount of money. And Activision didn't honour their bonuses. Yeah, it was in their contract to get that money. Yeah, which, if it's a case of it's in their contract to give the money, you have to give them the fucking money. You signed the agreement. They made it with that in mind. Fucking hand over the money, you tight bastards. Yeah. Now, if the voice actor goes in there and says, right, you know what, I'll have the flat fee, yeah, but no royalties. You have to pay me 25% that you would without those royalties up front. Yeah, that is okay with me because they have made an active agreement. But if it's just like the regular fee, yeah, they expect royalties on it. So it's like you have the regular contract, here it is, 70 grand to do the entire game, and then you get royalties off the back of it, yeah? Or 100 grand, yeah, no royalties off the back of it. You do your voices, you walk away. Yeah, that seems fair to me, but they need to be able to have the option.
Yeah, I think it probably has to go the same way as how they treat films, and that is how they treat films, I believe. So we'll see. We'll see how that progresses, and if we hear any more, if you're interested, we'll update you.
Yeah. So yeah, especially if Nigel all of a sudden goes on strike because he hasn't negotiated his contract with me.
Yeah. I don't get paid royalties at the moment. I'm not happy.
No. Do you know why? Because we don't receive any fucking royalties.
We don't.
Okay, all right. So let's move on to our next story, which is the PS4 might be getting a price cut. Says Microsoft's Phil Spencer. Now, I find this a bit weird. And also, hang on a second. Sorry, someone was calling me. I find this a bit weird because Phil Spencer said this himself. So, Phil Spencer, I like Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer is one of the good guys in the gaming industry because he kind of seems passionate about games. Yeah, it doesn't matter if he was fucking working for Microsoft, Activision, Sony, Nintendo, or anything like that, because he's so passionate about games, he's quite easy to respect. It's like kind of there's Reggie, and Reggie's quite easy to respect because Reggie likes games. So Reggie Fils-Aimé is one of those characters, and so forth and so on. So he's turned around and said, look, historically, whenever he gets into the third year, before Christmas, before all those the Black Fridays and all that stuff, yeah, gets a $50 price cut. There's also been a $50 price cut for it in Japan. So given the fact that you've had the $50 price cut in Japan, historically, it's going to have one. Plus, they've also created a new model which is cheaper for them to make. It runs cooler, this, that, and the other. We're looking at a price cut. I don't think we're going to get a price cut. I think the price cut is going to happen in January. I think they're going to. Yeah. I think Sony are going to just hold on just a little bit longer, and then in January they'll then do the price cut.
Yeah. So what Phil Spencer's done is a very smart tactic of telling people, don't buy a PlayStation 4 for Christmas because there'll be a price cut. Wait for the price cut. And there will be no price cut. People will carry on waiting and waiting and waiting. Go, fuck it. I'll buy an Xbox One. That's cheaper anyway. That's my price range for Christmas. Bit smart. Could be what he's doing.
Yeah, it could be. I don't think he's that. I don't think he's that nasty. I think he's just spotted a trend because I think what he from his angle is he's had to go into meetings and stuff with like shareholders and this, that, and the other, and he's gone, right, okay, this is the money we can expect off the Xbox at the moment. Yeah, we're working on the cut down version of it, which will save money on components, etc., etc. But there's a good chance that Sony will drop their price in this because they've already done this. They've done it in Japan. It'll happen here. That means there'll be less money in the pot for us. Yeah, so just be aware of that. And I imagine that he's probably had to say that to his bosses. And because he's had to say it to his bosses, he's not scared of saying it out loud to everyone else, which I kind of respect because it's like he's not saying stupid shit. This is quite logical. It's not like you can't sit there and see where he's come from. He has come from a place where this is what happened historically.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's completely true. And I'm only presenting another side of what people might be thinking. So I think you've heard both sides of the historical side or the Microsoft playing game side. So yeah, which one do you choose? You decide.
I'm gonna say he's just being honest.
Yeah,
that's the side I pick. I think he's just being honest with us, and he's just being a kind of upfront. This is nothing he wouldn't say to his investors, and nothing he wouldn't say in front of his management. So why not just say it out loud? And I like that. And this is the thing I like Phil Spencer. I do. He's one of these people you look at and you go, yeah, he's quite cool. The other kind of It's weird to like a fucking executive of a company. How fucked up is that? Seriously, when you think about it, because yeah, I really like that guy in charge of KFC. He's fucking awesome. He fucking did a price cut on the bargain bucket a couple of years ago. It's brilliant. No one does that. Just us. It's strange how this happens. Nige, I'll let you do the and finally story because you picked this one out.
Okay. Right. Our and finally story. Activision has released a brand new free game. Now, this free game, wait for it, is Downton Abbey.
The Revenge of Moriarty.
Yes, you have heard this right. Activision has created a game for Downton Abbey. I never thought I'd see the day. However, it's probably not what you think, or it might be what you think. I don't know how you think.
It might be what you think. It might not be what you think. I don't know what you think. What are you doing? I don't even know what you think.
I don't know. What am I doing here? Where am I?
Where am I?
It's one of those games where you have to find hidden objects in rooms. So you'll have a room. It'll say find a binocular, and you have to click around the room trying to find a binocular. And once you found like the 5 or 6 objects you need to find in that room, you'll move to another room. It's, I believe, a mobile game. So it's probably not on the PC at all, but yeah, interesting. I never thought they'd come out with a game, to be honest.
It's part of me is like, is this laced with fucking microtransactions, or is this laced with fucking irritating requests? Am I going to put up Facebook, yeah, and turn around and say, Mr. Darcy, I have no fucking idea who's Downton Abbey. I'm going to say Mr. Darcy because that's the only kind of thing I know. Mr. Darcy needs this. Go send this to Mr. Darcy to help. Yeah. Is that what's going to happen with it? Am I seeing the future of games and stuff? Just having people go, yes, send me a thing, because you get all those fucking Facebook Candy Crush requests and bits.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I have no idea, absolutely no idea. But hey, it passes. It's one of those games that passes the time. So it could kill a few minutes if you're bored.
You know what, Nige? I think you should do Let's Play. I think
I'm sure that would be riveting.
I'll get you the connection cable so you can hook your Android phone to the machine, and we'll do a Let's Play on it. Yeah, how's that sound?
Yeah, sounds amazing.
Or you could do shower with your dad.
Yeah, that sounds even better.
Actually, that probably would be more amusing. So, I think we've got through our stories, and I think it's time that we shamelessly plugged ourselves. Shall we do the hot potato? This is where we lose anyone who's been watching. Okay, so Nige, you can start this off, and you can pick whatever media or interests that you want.
Okay, right. Let's start off with Twitter. So we have a Twitter account at Gaming Facepunch, which you can follow us on. We will follow you back, so you can send us a direct message if there's anything that you have found in this podcast that you've listened to that floats your boat, that doesn't float your boat, you want us to talk to us about. So that's a good way to talk to us. There's another way, Gareth, isn't there?
Yes, we also have a Facebook page. On the Facebook page, you click that little like button, boom, pops up, yeah? Send us a message on Facebook. The reason I say send us a message on Facebook, because we get lots of messages and bits over Twitter, but we don't get too many over Facebook, so we'll pay more attention to you on Facebook, hopefully, fingers crossed. Depends if Nige is manning the social media desk. So yeah, we'll catch you on Facebook, and we also have a very unpopular, but another way of contacting us is
Google Plus. We've got Google Plus. You can send us stuff on Google Plus. You can add us to your circles on Google Plus as well, and you will get a notification of when we go live and stuff like this podcast, the Gaming Roundup, and I guess if we decide to start using the streaming function on YouTube Gaming, then you'll get a notification then as well.
We'll give that a go tonight with Until Dawn, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, you can find us on that. We'll note that we have two channels and 2 Google Plus pages. One is the Gaming Roundup, and the other one is Gaming Facepunch. So follow us on both if you want to keep up to date with things. We also have 2 podcasts, which this is one of, which we put out on a Monday and a Thursday of the week. Admittedly, I've been putting them out in the evening on a Thursday because I missed a few and got the PM and AMs. But we have a Geek Corner one where we talk about more geeky things, TV, Doctor Who at the moment, and all these other things. So please, 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 if you like podcasts, come over, give us a listen. Yeah. If you don't like it, tell us why you don't like it. We're big boys. We can handle the criticism. Just be polite if that's okay. Nigel?
Okay. So we've also got a player.me account where you can find some up-to-date videos. Actually, it's all what it does is it links to YouTube. If you don't like YouTube, you can have a look at player.me, and that will automatically have the most like up-to-date videos there which you can watch. Talking about YouTube,
we have a YouTube channel. Actually, we have 2 YouTube channels. We have one for our long-form videos, which is the Gaming Roundup, which we're broadcasting live on at the moment, and then our main channel where we get our videos, we edit them down, we make them more presentable, and we sound a lot more professional on it than the kind of ums and ahs and maybes and what is Phil Spencer doing kind of aspects. So please come over, subscribe, watch the videos, comment the videos, share the videos if you like them. Yeah, if you don't like them, again, come and tell us why you don't like them. Just be honest, and that we don't mind. We're big boys. We can take it. We also have a.
What else have we got? We got a website. Yes, we've got a website. I've remembered. So it's www.gamingfacepunch.com, and on there is literally everything that you want. Everything that we do is on there. So you've got the videos, you've got the occasional occasional blogs, you've got the podcasts, you've got a link to the Twitter, a link to the Google Plus, a link to the YouTube channel should you wish to go to the YouTube channel. Everything there in nice one neat little package, so it's a good place to go and start actually if you want.
Excellent. Anyway, I think we'll wrap it up. We've got a few other things. We've got a blogger and some other bits. So please come follow us, chat to us. We'll chat back to you. Don't always get back at a reasonable time, but we try our damnedest. We've met some really good guys online. One of the guys we met is a guy called Gerzo, who's fucking awesome. Another guy we met is called Dank Pineapples. It's Kanukel and other people. They've all been really helpful and stuff with us. So we'd like you to join that group of people if you like this stuff, because we'll be friendly to you if you be friendly to us. So I think it's time we said goodbye.
It is. Goodbye.
Oh, hang on a second before we go. Quick one for people listening. Joy Toilet. Do you remember we took the piss out of Joy Toilet for the porn simulator? They got back to us on Twitter, and they want Keith to play the game when it comes out at Christmas. So Keith's got a new Christmas present. It'll be porn simulator. I hope it doesn't find it too hairy an experience. So I'm going to say goodbye.
On that bombshell.
On that bombshell.
Goodbye.
And we will catch you later. Bye-bye, guys.
Laters.